hope you guys are ready for the next installment of The Last Raiders. It's another good one. This one you will see a little bit more of my personal life. Uh, please ignore the children and playing in the background, but that's me. I hope you guys enjoy.
All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the next installment of The Last Raiders. This episode will feature another one of my classmates, the class of 2011, Anton Mad Max Hanton. Mad Max, please introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, my name is Anton Hanson. I prefer Max because, well, my name rhymes. So, I prefer Max, and the name Mad Max just, started out in high school and it stuck with me throughout the military. A little bit about myself. So for the last 10 years, I was in the United States Navy. I went to the United States Naval Academy, graduating class of 2016. From there, I served on USS Arleigh Burke. And then on my second tour, I served on USS New York.
Nice. Are you still currently enlisted in the Navy, or have you since left?
Nope, I left. I did. The good thing about it is that it gave me a lot of opportunity, a lot of growth. But 10 years of being told what to do, what to wear, where to go, how to eat, I kind of outgrew that, I kind of got the perspective like, okay, I know how to do this stuff in life right now. I don't need the military to tell me anymore. And, it was just time for me to move on. Didn't see any more long-term value of staying in the organization. So I decided to leave and work on building my own companies.
Absolutely. And talk a little bit more about the business ventures that you're currently partaking in.
Oh boy, which one do you want to hear about?
The one you like talking about the most, but I want you to go ahead and plug yourself. I want people to know about you. The whole point of this, I want people to Google you and just see what you're about. And hopefully this potentially brings you in new clientele as well.
Perfect. So the first company I built became an investment management / a consulting company. The consulting is kind of like a side activity. It's not the main activity, but the main activity is investment management. And what do I mean by that? It's more so about what endeavors I'm pursuing that I'm putting my money into that are non-traditional, like a FedEx, UPS store, YouTube channels, semi trucks, ATMs. And then basically I partner with different organizations, and if the organization does a good job and someone else needs that kind of guidance, I'll tell them, hey, you could put your money in this market or in this market or in this market or in this asset with this company, if that's something that they're interested in. And that's where the consulting kind of comes into play. But that company is more so about me solving my cash flow problem. Then another company I'm going to build next year is a real estate wholesaling company. It's going to start with wholesaling real estate, and then I'm going to eventually broaden out to targeting on-market properties as well. And I want it to be the premier real estate acquisition firm for me and my network. So basically, if someone knows me, like, hey, I'm looking for a rental property, but I don't have any idea. I'm just looking for, good cash on cash return, good this, good that, good stable markets, non-cyclical. Okay, cool. Well, let me reach back out to my company and see if we got a property in our inventory that you would be interested in. And then another company that I'm building is going to essentially turn into a hedge fund, but that's the 40-year project.
You're my best friend. Oh, hey, listen, man, we all have short-term goals and long-term goals, and it sounds like you got both covered.
Oh, yeah, I'm spread out all over. I put my hands in everything.
But that's the best way to be successful. You can't just focus on one thing. You have to. It's good to have something that you've mastered. However, knowing a little bit about a lot of things can take you to a lot of places.
Definitely.
And by saying that, let me segue back to Rice. Obviously, you went to Rice all 4 years of high school. What went into your choice to go to Rice initially, and what went into your choice to stay at Rice? Because obviously we all have at a point considered transferring out.
So I didn't have those options. Going to Rice actually was not my first option. I wanted to go to Mount St. Michael. I don't know why. I was just like honed in on them. And then the second option I was looking at was Fordham Prep. And I think that was more so because I wanted to go to Fordham University at that time for college. So I saw that as a natural segue into the university, because why else would you have a prep school? You know,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's like sales. You know, you got to have a lead source, and you create these lead sources to get people into the pipeline. So, but Rice offered the most financial aid for my mother, so she sent me to Rice, and I was not in a position to transfer out since they offered her the most financial aid. But I'm really glad that I ended up going to Rice, and I think Rice was the better decision overall.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I mean, I think that was the case for a lot of us who went.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know too much about the financial aid aspect of it. I know my parents still paid the tuition as far as I know, but either way, I know a lot of our brothers definitely, were able to maintain their attendance at Rice through the financial assistance program that was being offered. So that's an amazing thing. And obviously, like I said before, a lot of times, a lot of brothers transferred out. I'm sure at some point you came to a crossroad while at your time at Rice. Did you ever consider transferring? And okay, so
Yeah,
then let me go
yeah.
ahead and keep that
So
last.
even if I was in a position to transfer, like let's say my mother did have the money to send me to a different school, I still wouldn't have gone. I liked the culture of Rice. I liked the community. I liked the small group of friends that I made. I liked how I was performing in the classroom. I liked the teachers. The teachers were all great, and the backgrounds they had were very similar to what I wanted to do for a career at that point in time. Most of our teachers were law enforcement. I was either going to go into law enforcement or the military, and if it wasn't one, it was going to be the other. So yeah, having that network of teachers there who, like Miss Reyes, she was in the FBI, and Dean Ash, he was a state trooper, and Dr. Rob, he was a state trooper, and the other
Miss
Miss
Rivera.
Reyes,
Miss Rivera. She was a translator for the NYPD.
right, exactly. Miss Rivera, yeah, Miss Rivera was FBI, and then Miss Reyes was NYPD. So I had those different branches of law enforcement in the building, so I could talk to any of the teachers about how law enforcement is different at a local, state, and federal level, and those were all viable options for me at that point in time. There was no guarantee I was going to have that network if I was in a position to transfer to another school and actually acted on that.
Absolutely. I understand 100%. Now, let's dig in a little bit deeper into the law enforcement military perspective. When did you decide that the Naval Academy was where you wanted to go? And when did you decide that you wanted to serve in the Navy?
That was sophomore year. So freshman year, I remember sitting in Brother Sherlock's class, and he had mentioned the Ivy League, and I did all the research I could on them. And I wanted to go to those schools. And then sophomore year rolled around, and I started getting realistic. And I was like, okay, well, I don't have the money. I come from a different social class. They're probably going to view me differently. So I kind of talked myself out of that. But I was in the Stop and Shop shopping with my mother one weekend. And as I always did at Stop and Shop, I picked up a magazine and started reading. We'd let her do the groceries and stuff. And I would just push the cart or whatever. And I was flipping through a magazine, and it had all the oldest college rivalries in the nation. Number one was Harvard and Yale, and then number two was West Point and Annapolis. And that's what caught my eye at that point in time. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I did have passions to join the military before. And I did want to go into the Air Force, but well, 9/11 kind of deterred me from joining the Air Force and getting into planes. So I forgot about that passion to serve, but it got rekindled when I saw it in the magazine. And then at that point in time, I was considering different branches of the military. And I chose Navy because my entire family had done Army, and I wanted to do something different and be a trailblazer and be a rebel and try something new.
Okay. Because one thing I know about Max, he's definitely one to be a trailblazer.
I get that from my mother. She's the pioneer.
Absolutely. And if you want to talk a little bit about your mom and just the influence she's had on you, obviously, throughout your entire life and where you are now and your successes in life, please, by all means, I would love for you to share about that.
Oh, she is absolutely phenomenal. And I couldn't have been as successful as I am today without her influence. I've seen a lot of other people raise their kids in different households, different cultures, different ethnicities. And one of the reasons why the Naval Academy was easier to me in some regards, it was easier to me in some regards than to other high schoolers, is because I was already raised in a more disciplined and structured environment. So, you know, like, for example, not having a curfew after high school. I had to come straight home. At the academy, we only had 12 hours on a Saturday. To me, that was phenomenal. I'm like, wait a minute, I get 12 hours. I could go out in town and go get ice cream and do whatever, not have to call my mom, not have to do this, not have to do that. And no one really cares about what I'm doing until I don't come back at midnight. This is phenomenal. But to some other people who had more liberty and more freedoms in high school and had, you know, less structure and discipline and came from less structured and disciplined environments, for them, that was a hard adjustment. Not being able to go out and drive, you know, on the weekends with their friends or after school and being locked in that environment all the time. For me, that was easy.
Okay. I respect that, man, because listen, it takes a very strong will and a strong mind to be able to deal with that amount of discipline, especially going through your teen years. Obviously, the hormones racing and things of that nature, you know, you want to be out, but at the same time, you know, you follow the plan, you follow the code, and you stuck it out, and obviously you came out on the other side victorious. So I salute you and commend you for that. And, you know, if I didn't already say it, I do appreciate your service for the country and protecting our civil liberties and keeping us safe.
And thank you for your support. It really does mean a lot.
Absolutely. Now let's rewind a little bit back into Rice. Obviously, there was a lot of stories. Some of these we'll have to save for another time. We'll get into all of them. But let's see. What's your fondest memory of freshman year?
Oh,
Or
wow. Can we just do Rice overall? You're really testing my memory there.
I listen, man. Listen, we got to go back. We got to go back.
Man.
We got to break it down.
Freshman year. Oh, wow. Man, what? I can't remember if it was freshman year or if it was sophomore year.
Wherever
And
you're from, go ahead and tell it.
it was this is gonna sound like the most weird fond memory, but it was when I got my first migraine. And I'm going to tell you why that memory stands out the most and why that's my most fond memory from freshman or sophomore year. I think it was sophomore year. I don't think it was freshman year. But that memory stands out because I was in the main office lying down and everyone was there. Dean Ash has showed up. My mother showed up. Brother Sherlock has showed up. The secretary in the office was there. They called EMS. They put me on the respirator. The amount of care and attention that went into me when I was in a critical condition goes to show you that the school, that was a habit of the school, and they did that on a daily basis. That wasn't just an abnormal thing that like, oh, we're just going to come down and check up on him when he's not feeling well. The teachers and the staff at Rice checked up on you every single day. And you may not remember the small moments or, you know, the daily interactions, but you remember how they made you feel. And you remember when you needed them the most that they were there and they cared because they knew you and they knew when something was off.
Absolutely. To be honest with you, I don't even remember that day at all. I don't remember that happening. So but like you said, that's a testament to the staff that, you know, I don't want to say served us, but shepherd us into manhood, essentially.
Definitely. And I think that was another great thing Rice had done for the community. There's just a lot of times there's not a lot of male role models in households anymore, or even strong male role models, if there is a role model at all. And Rice was able to get all of us brothers in an environment and teach us what being a man was, how to dress, how to present yourself, how to talk. Like even even like certain things like no black dress shirts. To this day, I still refuse to wear a black dress shirt.
I don't think I've worn a black dress shirt. God, I don't even think I've worn a black dress shirt to a funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's how serious I took it.
Yep.
Black tie, black pants, black vest, never black dress shirt.
Yep. 100%. And the other things, like always wear a belt. Like me, that was no problem for me. And I know for some other brothers, it was an issue, but I know they mature and they see that I'm in the professional world now. I have to wear a belt. So those simple things, no black dress shirts, always have your clothes ironed, wear a belt, take pride in how you look and how you present yourself, be professional. I've worked in a warehouse in Allentown, Pennsylvania, which is not the most illustrious city in the country. So at that warehouse, I saw how people dressed and how they presented themselves. And I'm really grateful that Rice showed us the right way on how to dress and how to present ourselves and how to take care of ourselves and look professional and be taken seriously, not looking disheveled or just in a manner that's not befitting any kind of professional interaction.
Of course. And it, even it's something as simple as, rolling down your sleeves on your button shirt, making sure your buttons are buttoned, your top button is, your shirt's buttoned all the way up, how to tie your tie the proper way, how to get a nice double Windsor knot in there, tucking your shirt in the right way, cuffing your pants the right way, all of the above, man, even down to the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm in the middle of something. But I'm in the middle of something now. Okay, but I'm gonna edit this out. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm in the middle of something now, and now you're wasting this gentleman's time, and you're wasting my time now. Can you guys go over there, please, and handle that? Watch something together. Put on Big Red or whatever that movie is, bro. I don't know.
Red.
Turning Red. There we go. Put on Turning Red. Put it on your phone. Put it on your phone and you guys watch together. Simple. Yes, put on FGTV on your phone. Y'all watch that together. Go watch FGTV. You want to watch that or nothing?
I'll watch Guava Juice.
No, FGTV. No Guava Juice. I don't like him. Because he's annoying. FGTV's annoying too, but at least they're a family.
Yep.
Anyway, but yes, back to what I was saying. All right, so we had the obviously the attire. They definitely made sure that we took care of that as far as appearance goes. Attitude, I think, was the next thing that Rice definitely perpetuated with us. They definitely pushed us to present ourselves in a positive way, more than just appearance-wise, but attitude-wise as well, on how to approach situations, different types of people would come in contact with, whether it be adults, children, law enforcement, military personnel, things of that nature. So that was, one of those things that I've always truly been grateful for, because I, whether in a professional setting or in a casual setting, feel like I can conduct myself in any manner. You know what I'm saying? I can
Correct.
into a room with a bunch of CEOs. I can go in with the clean 3-piece suit, tie my own tie, shine my own shoes, and I can go in there and I can carry a conversation with those guys, or those people rather, because it could be women, men, whoever, whatever it is you identify as. But I can be in that room for hours and hours and hours, and I can walk away with those people thinking that I was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could go down to the barbershop and I can have a conversation with everybody in the barbershop, whether it's talking about the playoffs, talking about football, talking about baseball. So I'm able to do those things. And that was one of the things Rice taught me, was that it's okay to be one way here and another way here.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes we have to loosen up. And when you're in your casual circle, it's okay to loosen up, but just make sure that that's where you are. That's the space you're in, that casual space.
Correct. It's all about the environment. Certain conduct, certain behaviors, certain speech patterns don't belong in in certain environments.
Mm-hmm.
And Rice was really, really good about teaching us, hey, in this environment, you act this way. And then in this environment, you act this way.
True. Now, with all of that being said, excuse me, stop. With all that being said, who was the most influential faculty member at Rice? I don't want to say teacher because there was a lot of faculty in the building.
Dean Ash, for sure, hands down. There was a few other ones that were close, like Brother Sherlock, Mr. Pajitas, Miss Reyes, Miss Rivera, basically anyone I still remember, Brother Glenn. But Dean Ash, hands down, was one of the individuals in my life that was the closest to the father that I've never had. And there's only two other people that I've met that have earned that title from me, and they're both captains in the military, in the Navy.
Wow, that's a great honor to bestow on somebody. Please stop. You're doing way too much right now. Please go over there with your brother. I no, I don't want you sitting over here anymore. No, I don't want you sitting over here anymore. See you later. Go over there with your brother. Thank you. Oh, okay. That's a great honor to bestow upon people. Definitely. And obviously, Dean Ash, as I've stated in previous videos, is no longer with us. So shout outs to him, and may he continue to rest in paradise.
Daddy, I didn't put on that
Okay,
TV.
so I want you to give me one of the funniest things that you remember when we were in school, and it can be anything. There's no limitations. I want you to go ahead, go to memory banks, and whatever it is that you can remember, that was the funniest thing to you. I want you to go ahead and put it out there.
lip.
And what were you referring to, sir?
Now that I'm older, I feel bad that we bullied Muhammad so much about his lip. But at the time, Brian Moran is a character. He is hysterical. It's phenomenal that he became a realtor, because sales is where he belongs. Because he oh man, the amount of attention he gave Muhammad.
Listen, he definitely went into the right market. I think
he definitely did.
It's amazing. He could point out something, and it obviously
and give it attention for forever.
Eventually, you'll see value in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, shout out to Muhammad, because he's definitely going to be on one of these, and I want him to tell him.
I remember thinking the first time I had seen him, it was like 5 years after Rice, and I saw a picture of him in college. I was like, oh wow, he grew into his lip, and I'm like, damn it, Bryant.
Sheesh. Oh man, I got to get Bryant. I got to get Edwin. I got to get a lot of people, man. There's so many people that have become supremely successful, and there are so many people who have lots of stories to tell about Rice. And obviously, Jesus Christ, one more. Yo, so much editing. Oh my, so much editing. Jesus. Let me all right, we're gonna do a retake on that one.
I think we should keep it in. It gives a different,
angle.
Yes, a different angle, a different flair, or not a flair, but like a different.
This is a day in the life of Shaq, man. There's no
exactly. It's more relatable because your audience, they're probably fathers too, and they got kids, and they like, oh damn, yeah, the kids mess around with the camera just like they do with me.
Definitely. And but all that being said, I definitely want to get everybody's story up here. I think that it'll be hilarious just to get the different perspectives. And I think being over 10 years removed from the situation, people will look at things a little bit more differently, I think. And
I agree.
but my last question for you, Max, is senior year was one that was very solemn for us. It was very tough on a lot of us. You know, from coming into school prepared for senior year, excited. You know, all of us were excited to get our senior polos. All of us were excited to get our senior sweaters, which took forever to get. Don't get me started on that. But by the time we finally got our senior sweaters, finding out that the school was closing, I know how devastating that was for me. Tell me a little bit about how you felt when you found that news out.
It was heartbreaking because I had seen what the school had done for the community over the last 4 years in my attendance. I had seen what the school had meant to the community, and just seeing that value go away. I don't think I was able to fully conceptualize it at that time because I didn't have a mature mind. Not like what I have right now. Right now, yes, I see the gap in the community. I'm like, wow, this is really, really awful. But at the time, I still felt it because I knew, like, wow, I'm part of the last graduating class, and every school I had graduated from, except the Naval Academy, has shut down after I graduated. So I don't really have a home to go back to. My elementary/junior high school shut down after I graduated. I wasn't part of the last graduating class there, though. Rice shut down after I graduated. So the only school that I can really go back to is Annapolis. I can't go back to Rice. I can go back to the building, and it's a charter school now, and it's fantastic, the wonders that it's doing for the community, but it's not Rice.
Absolutely. And thank you for sharing that. I think a lot of us share that sentiment, man. Seeing, you know, it's good that the building's still standing. Because a lot of times when schools close, the buildings often go with it. So I'm definitely one who's happy the building's still standing. I still wish it had the Rice banner up there. However, I'm glad that it's still providing a quality education to young kids of that community and of other communities that do attend. I hear that they're doing amazing as far as grades are concerned. So, you know, I'm appreciative of that. However, I would like to see in the future return of Rice in whatever capacity it is, whether it be made into a co-ed school. Obviously, it more than likely won't be a Catholic school given the circumstances. But you know, if it's a public school, charter school, whatever the case may be, even a Montessori school, at this point, I just want to see Rice back, you know? And I think a lot of people share that. And hopefully, like I said, in the near future, while we're still around, we get to see that. And for me, hopefully my children get to attend. It'll probably be like a middle/high school, but you know, hopefully they're still school aged when it comes around. And if not, when you decide to settle down and have kids, I hope your kids can attend, and anybody that we graduated with or graduated before us or didn't get a chance to graduate with, their kids can attend.
And I would love to be involved in that project at whatever capacity.
Absolutely. And I will definitely point you in the right direction for that as well. Obviously, there's a lot of moving pieces that's going into something like that. So I'll definitely point you in the right direction. The right direction is the right word.
The right direction.
I said it, goddammit. I'll take it.
That should be the new model, the right direction.
Right direction. Thank you, sir. Thank you. But Max, is there anything else you would like to share before I let you plug your business one more time? As well, I want you, you know, if you have a link that you want to put out there, excuse me, put that away. If you got a link you want to put out there where people can find you at, you go ahead and shout that out there as well. like I said, I definitely want you to promote yourself because this is big. I want you to continue to be successful. And if I can aid in any type of way, I'll gladly do it without no hesitation.
Definitely. So the last thing I would like to leave, the last bit of value I'd like to leave you with is for all the brothers watching this video. One, solve your cash flow problem. There's a Japanese concept called Ikigai, Ikigai, and it's basically the concept of your reason for being. And it has it's a Venn diagram of 4 different categories, and you're trying to get right there in the middle. You're trying to target the middle to find that perfect balance of what your passion is, what you're good at, what makes you money, and I forgot what the other category was. But if you figure out what your cash flow problem is, and you figure out how to make money in your sleep, and you automate your income, because it is possible, that means you take that circle out of that diagram, which means that target area to find your happiness, what gives you purpose, what gives you passion, what's meaningful to you, what fulfills you for what kind of work you want to do in life, that target area gets a lot bigger. So solve the cash flow problem first, automate your income, do whatever it takes to hustle your way out of depression, in the words of Hashim Caliber. And number 2, buy an electric toothbrush. Best investment you will ever make. I have talked to so many men that worked at the warehouse that had yellow teeth, that had plaque in their teeth, and they're taller than me, so I'm looking in their mouth while they're talking to me, and all I see is yellow teeth with plaque. Buy an electric toothbrush, brush your teeth, floss, go to the dentist twice a year, get those checkups. It is not just a feminine thing, because I've also heard from women in the hood that like, oh, you're the first straight guy I know that's got an electric toothbrush. I'm like, I like clean white teeth. That's the way they're supposed to be. So, your appearance is what people focus on, and your teeth stick out and people remember that, especially if you have bad breath. You won't be able to do any kind of business deals. You won't be able to make any kind of real money. You won't be able to elevate your social status in life. It'll be a lot harder for you to do so. So take care of your teeth. And then if anyone wants to connect with me privately, ask me about the different things I'm investing into, the different assets I have, the different companies I'm working with, look me up on LinkedIn. You can search my name, Max Hanton, MAXHANTON. There I have my story, and I also have a link to my Calendly, so you could book a call with me and we could have a discussion.
Definitely.
And the calls are free. I make no money off any kind of calls. So if that's a reservation to anybody, don't let it be a reservation.
Absolutely. So anybody out there who's definitely interested and who's interested in calling, his calls are free. Take advantage before this brother blows up and starts charging an arm and a leg. Max, once again, man, I do appreciate you just taking the time out to rap with me. And as always, dude, it's a pleasure speaking with you. I'm glad I met you. We have our past at Rice. That's a story for another time. But I'm glad that as men, we've been able to mature and move past all of those things and be able to have a more than civil conversation. I think that this is, once again, like I always say after every video, it's very necessary. Stop. Jesus. More editing, bro. More editing. More editing. Stop. No, I can't. I cannot. I can't though. No, I can't. I'm sorry. No, because you did that just now and you didn't have to do that. Can't help you, sorry. You want to think twice about that? Do you want to think twice about that?
Yeah.
Okay, walk away now. Please. Please walk away. Okay, anyway, like I was saying, we've had a very civil and professional discussion, and obviously friendly discussion, and I think that was the big thing. There's no adversarial component to this. This is two brothers just speaking, and I love it.
Of
And,
course. And I definitely want to do business with you in the future, especially since you're getting into the nonprofit space. And I know I want to get into that, but that's something that's like a good 3-5 years out for me.
Listen, we have each other's contact information. We will be definitely staying in touch and making sure that we make that happen.
Definitely.
And until then, everybody, this is Shaq signing off, and Max as well. This is the next installment of The Last Raiders. Stay tuned for more.
Peace.